If you woke up to a world without a single sound, what would you do? The clock radio sputtered. Static, that was odd. It never did that before.
Alex fumbled for his phone, its sleek surface cool against his palm. No bars. He frowned. Maybe a power outage? He padded over to the window, sunlight streaming through the blinds. It was a beautiful day, too quiet. He peered down at the street below. Empty. No joggers, no cars, no birdsong. Just an unsettling stillness that seemed to press in on him, suffocating him. A chill snaked down his spine. Where was everyone?
He flipped on the television. Static. He tried the radio. Nothing but a hiss. The silence was deafening, a tangible entity that seemed to scream in his ears. Panic welled up in his chest, a knot of dread tightening in his stomach. Something was terribly wrong.
He rushed out of his apartment, his bare feet slapping against the pavement. He ran, his heart pounding in his chest, his breath catching in his throat. The message was a jumble of strange symbols, like nothing he had ever seen before. Amidst the chaos, he saw patterns, almost like a language. Where had this message come from? And why was his phone the only thing that seemed to work?
He felt a chill run down his spine. It was as if someone, or something, was watching him. He scoured the city for answers, but found only silence. The message on his phone was a single flickering beacon in the darkness.
He returned to his apartment, his sanctuary in this desolate world. He clung to the message, the strange symbols a source of both terror and fascination. One day, while sifting through old news articles, he stumbled upon an article about a forgotten space probe. The Kepler 186F mission, launched decades ago, had sent a powerful signal into deep space. It was humanity's message in a bottle, cast out into the cosmic ocean.
Could there be a connection?
He raced to the public library, his heart pounding with a renewed sense of purpose. He had to access the Kepler 186F archives to see if there was any correlation. The symbols on his phone and the Kepler 186F signal were echoes of each other.
Exhausted but exhilarated, he realized the truth. The message on his phone was a response.
The deciphered message led him to a series of coordinates. He recognized them instantly. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean. It seemed impossible. What could be down there at the bottom of the world?
He boarded a research vessel, the only sign of life in the deserted harbor. The engine coughed and sputtered, but with a roar it sprang to life, cutting through the eerie silence of the world. The journey was long and fraught with danger. The once familiar sea seemed alien and threatening, the silence broken only by the creak of the ship and the crash of the waves. But he pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a growing sense of dread.
As he descended deeper into the abyss, the pressure built, threatening to crush the vessel. The darkness was absolute, the only light coming from the ship's powerful searchlights. And then, he saw it. A shape emerged from the gloom, massive and metallic, like a phantom from a nightmare.
My heart pounded in my ears as a voice, soft and melodic, filled the cabin.
We have been observing Earth for centuries, drawn by the Kepler 186F signal. We have watched humanity's progress, its triumphs and its follies. We intervened, rescuing humanity from a catastrophic event that would have rendered Earth uninhabitable. We transported humans to a safe haven, a world where they could rebuild and thrive. We have watched over you, the last human left behind, studying your resilience, your spirit.
Alex listened, his mind reeling. It was too much to process, too incredible to believe. Yet deep down he knew it was true. The evidence was all around him, the silence, the message, the alien vessel in front of him. He was both terrified and exhilarated. He was the last of his kind, yet he was not alone in the universe. He had been chosen, singled out for a reason he couldn't comprehend.
We offer you a choice. Join us on our new world or remain on Earth, the last echo of a vanished civilization.
The weight of the silence was different now. Before it was the silence of absence, of a void left behind. Now it was a silence pregnant with possibility, with the echoes of a choice waiting to be made.
Join us, a new world, a chance to rebuild.
But what of rebuilding if it meant becoming something other, something molded in the image of his saviors? He thought of the empty cities, the quiet homes, the ghosts of laughter and life that clung to every corner. Was he meant to be a museum curator of memories, the sole custodian of a past forever gone? The responsibility was immense, crushing. He looked at his hands, calloused and scarred from his search for answers. These were the hands of a survivor. But were they the hands of a builder?
We are a species facing our own mortality, our own cosmic sunset. Humanity, vibrant and tenacious, represents a spark of life we desperately need. It isn't conquest we offer, but a kind of merging, a grafting of our ancient wisdom onto the youthful vigor of humankind.
It was then that the chilling truth struck Alex. Alex found himself standing at a precipice, the abyss of the unknown yawning before him. On one side lay the familiar comfort of Earth, silent and empty, yet his own. Here he could cling to the remnants of his past, honor the memory of what was lost. He could dedicate his life to understanding what had happened, to piecing together the fragments of human history. He could become a guardian of knowledge, a silent sentinel in a world devoid of laughter.
We offer you a place among us, a chance to rebuild, to shape a new destiny for humanity. You could be a pioneer, a bridge between two worlds. You could help to create a new society, one that has learned from the mistakes of the past. Ensure that humanity's story doesn't end in silence, but continues, albeit in a form you can barely comprehend.
The decision was his, and his alone. The weight of it was almost unbearable, yet he knew he couldn't escape it. He had to choose.
He returned to the research vessel, the silence no longer a source of fear, but a strange comfort. He contacted Xian. "Tell me about this new world," he asked, his voice hoarse with disuse.
Xian's reply was patient, filled with a gentle understanding. He spoke of verdant landscapes, of skies painted with colors unknown to human eyes. He spoke of their cities, built in harmony with nature, their technology seamlessly interwoven with the fabric of their existence. He described their society, one based on knowledge, on empathy, on a profound respect for all living things. He spoke of their struggles, their triumphs, their long journey toward enlightenment. And he spoke of their hope that humanity, with its unique perspective, its capacity for both great love and profound destruction, could help them to reach even greater heights.
As Alex listened, he felt a flicker of hope ignite within him. It was a fragile thing, easily extinguished, yet it burned with a steady intensity. He thought of the green shoots pushing through the concrete, the indomitable spirit of life itself. He thought of the photo album, the faces of those he had loved and lost. He thought of the silence, no longer a void, but a canvas.
"I'll go with you," he said, his voice firm despite the tremor in his chest.
There was a pause, then a sound that he realized was Xian's equivalent of a sigh of relief. "We are pleased, Alex. You honor us with your trust."
The journey to their world was a blur. He spent his days learning their language, their customs, their history. He studied their technology, marveling at its elegance and efficiency. He spent hours speaking with Xian, absorbing his wisdom, his insights into the universe and humanity's place within it. He learned of the catastrophic event that had threatened to destroy Earth, a cosmic near-miss that would have left the planet a barren wasteland. He learned of the intricate process of transporting billions of humans to their new home, a feat of engineering and compassion that boggled the mind. And he learned of the challenges that lay ahead, the integration of two vastly different species, the preservation of human culture and identity in the face of assimilation. The weight of responsibility was immense, but he refused to let it crush him. The silence, once his constant companion, was gone. In its place was a symphony of new sounds, the hum of advanced technology, the murmur of a language he was beginning to understand, the laughter of children who had never known the fear he carried. He was building a new life, a new purpose, and yet,
Sometimes in the quiet moments before sleep he would hear it again. The whisper of wind through empty streets, the rustle of leaves in a deserted park. He would see the faces of strangers, frozen in time, their stories forever untold. And he would feel a pang of something akin to survivor's guilt, a burden he knew he would carry for the rest of his days.
He often found himself staring up at the night sky, searching for the familiar twinkle of distant stars. He knew that somewhere out there, hidden among the constellations, lay a pale blue dot, silent and still. Earth, his Earth. The future stretched before him, a tapestry woven from threads of hope and uncertainty. He didn't know what lay ahead, what challenges he would face, what triumphs he might achieve.